What's going on, people? It's the FA Cup third round. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Away at the Emirates. Big game. Early doors in the competition. And I can't wait. I'm joined by my boy M Flows.
You already know.
And my boy Khalid.
What's good, fans? How you doing, man?
It's a big game. And you know what? I can't wait for this game because it's another chance for our team to test themselves against a good rival. And it's going to be interesting, to say the least.
I know. I mean, considering obviously you guys have just got a point against us at Anfield, I'd like to think that Amarim's going to field a somewhat strong side, especially, you know, silverware, and United's got a good record, I think, in the FA.
Yeah, I feel like, as you said, we're
the holders.
Yeah, and we
can't go out of this.
We can't, man. We can't. We ain't going outside like that, man. We got a point to prove. Mad result last time. We got to beat Arsenal, man. We can't have them. We can't have them buoying us, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know about buoying you guys. They're without Saka at least for this game, and that's a big blow for them. What do you think?
It's going to be a tough game, and you know, one of the things I want to talk about for this game, because it was such a big subject after the Liverpool game, is the team's mentality. Because, you know, if you can only turn up against your biggest rivals, you're not going to get anywhere in the league because you only play them 12 times in total, obviously. If you can only get up for those games, then you know what? There's no point even being a player for Manchester United because, yes, we aren't in the best place, but you've got to find that mentality, and it's going to be such a big thing for this game because Amorim, he's going to be demanding that. And after the Liverpool game, he was so angry. He wasn't pissed off about the performance in the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
He was pissed off about the performances in the other games.
You know, it shouldn't just be one game we're turning up for. Like, we shouldn't just play good when we're like, oh, we're in fear of losing to, like, you know, top 4, top 5. It should be every game, you know, whether we're playing Brentford, whether we're playing, you know, anyone, fucking Nottingham Forest, we should be smashing them. We should be winning.
Nottingham Forest, not so much.
I'm not that's a big claim.
I know it's a bit too confident.
My bad.
But now I hear where you're coming from. Obviously, you know, yourselves both United fans and that. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I was quite interested by Amorim's press conference. You know, he definitely did not look pleased at all. And I just felt like, at first, I was just like, you guys have just got a point at Anfield. You know, you've lost 6 out of 11 games. Am I correct in saying that? Yeah. In the
Sadly,
time that he's
man.
been there?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, he's come out and it's like, I'm mad. I'm so mad.
But I can understand why he's upset. I feel like do you know what it is? It's not wanting to be in that position of being too comfortable. You know, as much as I'm like, look, we played amazing, we need to keep showing that because it's so easy to like say, oh, we had a good performance. And then the next game we just play flat. That's what happens. If you get too gassed, you'll get knocked out really easily. So, you know, much like in boxing, we got to keep it up, man. We got to keep it up.
Got to roll with the punches.
That's it.
Which is why I want to talk about my next point. Is these fucking corners, man. Because I fucking hate them. I hate them so much. And Arteta, I fucking hate you for coming up with this brilliant idea because honestly, it's unstoppable to some extent. With these corners, like the way Arsenal set up, the way they run from behind and they bully the goalkeeper and then players that are trying to jump for this ball, it's so difficult. As you can see on that picture there, look how many players are jumping for this ball. There's 7 United players in that box and not one of them get their head on the ball. It's so fucking annoying. And in the last game, we were controlling it up until a certain point at Old Trafford. And then these corners just killed us.
Up until the point where they did have those corners in the other game, we were actually playing good. So to me, it's like, why do you switch off like that? Like, what makes you just like, it's just falling on deaf ears. That it's the not communicating, not looking. I think Martinez got caught out a couple of times. Obviously, amazing player, but in that moment in time, him, De Ligt, even with his height, wasn't looking. It's not like he could see. He was allowing players get in front of him, and it was easy as just knocking the ball into net. And Onana, he was nowhere to be seen as well. So that combination can kill us easily. So we really need to be careful when it comes to these corners, man.
100%.
And you know what? Yeah, points that they have won purely from corners, and
The amount of points that we've dropped from corners is a bigger amount. I'm telling you, like, honestly, we're bottom of that table. I think it was Southampton, and now it's us. Like, honestly, it's just terrible.
It is, and that's what Arteta's done. He's looked at the fine margins and been like, right, okay, where can I take this team and get even more from this team?
Yeah, marginal gains.
Yeah,
He's trying to do it, and obviously, you know, they did. I think other than corners, I think it was something like 5 or 6 games. Maybe not that much, but I think a good amount where they didn't score from open play, and you know they were just relying on the corners, and the goals have kind of dried up a little bit for them. You know, deal with the corners. We might be all right in this game, especially after how we performed in the Liverpool game. But we're gonna get into the predicted 11 now. We'll start with you, Khalid. Tell me how you think we should line up.
Okay, so I really liked the way we lined up for the Liverpool game. I think it was solid. As we were even talking about before, it showed that, you know, the formation's kicking in. You can see. So hopefully that style of play, we can continue to build on it. But for me, there's not many changes that I wanted to make. You know, giving De Ligt a little bit of a rest. We've put Lenny Yoro there instead. You know, I'm gonna keep Maguire where he is. I'm gonna keep
100%, yeah.
Alessandro where he is, because they were solid there. Maguire, as we've seen,
Almost got that winning goal.
that's it. We need him there. He's key.
He would have been crying.
You know, and the other change that I'm making is, instead of having Kobe there, I'm just gonna put Casemiro. You know, experience over that, and also, you know, he needs to get into the game again. I feel like he lacked a little bit of confidence with that chance that he missed in the last game that he played. But I feel like if we can get him here, he can, you know, he can make the play with Bruno as well up ahead. So yeah.
And then you've gone with Xerxes up top instead of Højlund.
Xerxes instead of Højlund. You know what? Højlund, man, hold up play is great, but the attack, shit. The attack, the way he is, again, love him as a player. I feel like he needs that space, and I feel like Xerxes is more likely to run with the ball as he gets it, and we need that. We need him teaming up. We need him to have that confidence to be able to shoot, and yeah, we need the chances put away.
Are you saying that Xerxes offers you guys more penetration then?
Yes, 100%. I feel like Højlund is good with, as we said, getting the ball and retaining it. But the issue there is if he's getting pulled down, or as we saw in the Liverpool game, he was falling all over the place a little bit. We need someone, and he did have a good chance, but he wasn't able to put it away. So I do feel like having Xerxes there offers a little bit more of an option for the attack.
It's funny you say that as well, because I've actually gone with Xerxes in my team as well. Because I agree. I think, you know, the hold up play is great, but we need goals. And with Arsenal's defence, I think Xerxes, being the big lad that he is, he can occupy Saliba and Gabriel. So that's my thinking of why I've put him in the team. I've kept the midfield, Kobe Mainoo and Agate, because I think you can build a partnership there. And then same as you, I've dropped De Ligt and I put Lenny Yoro in, and then the rest of the team's the same as it was for the Liverpool game, because, you know, we need consistency, and the only way you're going to get consistency is if the majority of the starting 11 is the team that played the previous game.
Fair enough.
And you know what? Yeah, there was a point that I wanted to ask. You know, like, you guys had that result against Man City, and then of course you had Spurs after, and Amorim made a handful of changes for that game. Like, do you actually think you guys need to field that same 11 that is just played against us at Anfield, or do you think?
No, I do think he'll make changes, because he always does, because of, you know, fitness levels, and if, you know, players were in the Liverpool game. But he'll definitely make changes, but I think he will start to stick with the team now, and obviously he's had a full week again, so they should be rested as well.
Yeah.
But now we're going to get into the Arsenal tactics. Mm-hmm. Because this is something I definitely want to discuss. Obviously, we've touched on it with the corners, and, you know, they like to line up in a 4-3-3. Mm-hmm. I've gone with Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, and then Timber. He's back from his 1-match ban after the Brighton game. Raya in goal, obviously. And then I've gone with a midfield of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, just because I think that's their most combative one. Partey was playing right back in the last game. And, he played all right there. But obviously, I think I can see him moving into midfield again. I've gone with Jesus up top. And then I've gone with Martinelli on the right because obviously Saka's injured. Nyanweri was injured in the last game as well, and he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. So I think...
I didn't even know that.
And then also I've gone with Trossard on the left because he always scores against us, and so does Jesus. So I think, it's going to be difficult. But that's how they like to start the game, lining up. And then when they're starting to, transition into attack, they start to move a little bit. And then Saliba, the defense pushes up. Partey drops back. Declan Rice and Odegaard move more centrally. And then Trossard and Martinelli, whoever the wingers will be, keep the width and they move out wide. Mm-hmm. And then they look something like this, as you can see on screen right now. A lot more attacking. And it's going to be a problem because I want to see us play against this strong Arsenal team, but I want to see us put in the performance that we did against Liverpool.
Oh, 100%. The thing is, if you can see even from Carragher's analysis of our play, as long as we're able to contain certain players, for me, I'm a bit worried about Odegaard. He's the one that's the playmaker there. We know Rice runs all over the pitch, but he's more of I would still class him as more of a defensive midfielder, as opposed to Jesus. He's got a point to prove, so we need to make sure that we're cutting off those lines. And Martinelli, of course, with his speed. I know he hasn't been in the greatest form, but we know what he can do in a game against us, especially on the wing. As much as I hate that guy, we need to contain him. So we need to make sure that we're cutting off the lines for the passes, and I'm sure we can do that, just like we did in our last.
Okay, then. So let's have the predictions. We'll start with M-Flows first because he's a guest on the show. What? Let's be real. What is your prediction for this game?
I think, hang on. Let me just ask one question before I make this prediction. Yeah. Are the FA Cup games being replayed now at these ones? No. They are taking the extra time and stuff,
Yeah.
I think...
Bear in mind, Arsenal playing tonight. And
I think they're losing 1-0 as we speak.
Yeah. From my Isak.
Hold that.
I think you want to hold your horses, mate. All right, calm down.
But honestly, it's getting to your predictions then.
Honestly, any team against United, I'll back them. But I think this will be a tight game. I think this will be a lot tighter. I could see it being like a 1-1. A 1-1 at full time. I could see it going into extra time, Arsenal are just extremely tight defensively. I'm not too sure if Calafiori will start, but I think 1-1, 1-1, I could see Jesus maybe getting on the score sheet, and Bruno Fernandes as well,
Okay, I like that. That's a little bit of a spicy prediction, it going into extra time. I can't lie, I wasn't far away from that thinking, but I still feel like we might clinch it in the last minute. Thinking of how we face up and how Ahmad has been doing amazing for us as well, I do feel like somewhat we're going to get that last minute goal. We're going to get a goal in the 85th minute. So I'm going to go with a 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Whatever you're smoking, mate, give me that.
No, but honestly...
Why not? But why
honestly,
not?
I agree as well with them flows. It's going to be a tough game. And I can see it actually going extra time as well, But I'm going to go with a 2-1 United win in extra time. I don't think it'll go to penalties. Mm-hmm. And I hope we can win this game and we can bring that mentality. And if you're there and you're going to be away, make sure you're supporting the team. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace. See you later.